What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Just chilling out here at one of our meat distributors in Tar Heel, North Carolina, waiting for my hours to come back so we can run this up to Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Some people might say that I'm sitting in the cut, but this technically isn't the cut. When I say that I'm hanging in the cut, that means that I'm sitting somewhere that's not technically illegal, but I maybe shouldn't be there. And all you guys are going through, PSD and TNT, now is the time for you guys to start finding your little places in the cut. So what are some good examples of being in the cut? You know what I mean? Being in the cut could be, you're at a shipper and receiver. They may not have overnight parking. They may want you to leave as soon as you're done getting unloaded. But there are places that you can kind of blend into around there. Blend in to the environment. Camouflage yourself among the trailers. Maybe blend in with, maybe they have a staging area. Or maybe they have some trailers way out back. That's being in the cut. You know what I mean? Or being in the cut could be like, we have like shippers and receivers in certain cities where you can, they may have a staging area or something like that where you can kind of hang out and take whatever time you need before you move on to where you really need to go. So if anybody is familiar with Lansing, Michigan with Prime, one of the clients out there in Lansing, Michigan, where you can just kind of get in the cut. If I'm in Oakland, California, I have my own little place to hide in the cut out there. You know what I mean? So being in the cut is nothing illegal. It's not like sitting on a highway off ramp or sitting in a, parked on a street that says no parking or anything like that. It's like being in the cut is like blending into your environment. So while you're going through TNT, PSD, now is the time to be finding these places in the cut. Start looking around your environment when you're in certain cities, especially, every city, you don't need to have a place in the cut. You know what I mean? If you're on if you're in a place that's fruitful with truck parking, there's no need for the cut. The cut might be a place like, we have a drop yard in Atlanta, but still, Atlanta would be a good place to be in the cut. We have a drop yard in Dallas. I prefer to hide in the cut if I'm going to be in Dallas. Large cities, Oakland, San Francisco, Maryland, or, certain parts of Maryland, like down by Manassas, you might be able to find a place in the cut. So while you're out here doing your training, don't waste time. Have your head on a swivel. When you start getting near shippers and receivers, start noticing when you're at shippers and receivers, kind of what's the traffic like? What's going on? Is that a place to blend in over there? Just things like that. Anyway, that was just something that was at the top of my mind. I was just about to start my first video on my 2-year review of Prime, starting with the recruitment process, and I was like, man, that's just a little too heavy right now. Let me just wait on that one for a little bit. Anyway, that's about it. Just wanted to kind of drop in. Let me sum up yesterday for you. So yesterday I got a load going from, anyway, forget about it. I don't even remember the exact. Well, let's take a look. I got a load. I have to look it up, man. All this stuff starts blending in together after a while. So I got a load yesterday from High Point, North Carolina to Winchester, Virginia. So that was some pretty decent distance right there. I knew when I got done I was only going to have about 3 hours and some change in my clock, and there really isn't much parking around there. I guess you can go 40, 50 miles or something like that and get some parking. after the drop, but I got with my fleet manager, that communication, and actually I think it was night dispatch. Told him what my situation was. I'm gonna drop it off on this time. I should have this much time on my clock. If you could find something for me to go to tonight, that would be preferred. As soon as I got near the 90 location, had a pre-plan coming in, and we were good to go. So I left directly from there and came out here to Tar Heel, North Carolina. Got here with about 17 minutes on my clock. Did most of my stuff. Haven't quite hooked to the trailer yet. We're going to do that right before we leave. And, you know, it's like getting an extra half a day in, and the load was paying well, too. 506 miles for like 15, 16. So that's a nice little rip right there. And it puts me in a nice reload situation. You can't beat it. Anyway, just a little update, y'all. Find your place to hide in the cut. Listen, don't just drive blindly. Look for any place to find salvation in some of these cities that have truck stop deserts. Anyway, or places when you get done dropping your load and you know truck stops are going to be full. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.